Listen to me. Money doesn't have a brain, but it has a sense of direction. It flows toward energy, certainty, and value. It runs away from desperation, fear, and hesitation. You have been chasing wealth, running after it like it's something outside of you. Stop running. You are about to flip the magnetic poles of your existence. You are going to train your aura, your energetic signature, to be so undeniably abundant that wealth doesn't just come to you. It hunts you down. You are moving from the frequency of wanting to the frequency of having. The chase ends now. The attraction begins. Kill the stench of desperation. Desperation is a repellent. It smells like fear. It smells like scarcity. And money hates it. If you walk into a room needing a deal, needing a paycheck, needing a break, you have already lost. You must kill your neediness. You operate from a place of overflow, not emptiness. You don't need the money needs you to give it purpose. When you detach from the outcome, you become dangerous. You become attractive. Walk into every negotiation prepared to walk away. That is the ultimate power move. You're the prize. Stop acting like you are lucky to be in the room. The room is lucky to have you. The deal is lucky to have your signature. The client is lucky to have your expertise. Flip the script in your mind immediately. You are the asset. You are the high-value item. Wealth is simply the receipt the world gives you for the value you provide. Carry yourself like a limited edition, not a discount item. When you value yourself at the highest level, the world has no choice but to pay up. Money is energy, not evil. Clear your hard drive of the poverty virus. Money is not evil. Money is not dirty. Money is amplified energy. It is a tool for expansion. It allows you to protect, to build, to give, and to create. Stop apologizing for wanting it. Stop feeling guilty for having it. Love the freedom it buys. Respect the power it holds. Welcome it into your life with open arms. You are a conduit for prosperity, and you refuse to block the flow with outdated guilt. Your standards dictate your income. You don't get what you want, you get what you settle for. If you accept low pay, you train the world to pay you low. If you accept cheap clients, you train your aura to attract cheapness. Raise the price. Raise the price of your time. Raise the price of your access. Raise the price of your energy. When you set a high standard and refuse to budge, the market adjusts to you. Be expensive. Be exclusive. Be worth it. Abundance is everywhere. Look around. There is no shortage of money. There are trillions of dollars moving around the planet every single second. The idea that there isn't enough is a lie designed to keep you small. There is an ocean of wealth, and you are standing on the shore with a teaspoon. Throw away the teaspoon. Grab a bucket. Better yet, build a pipeline. Believe in the infinite supply. When you know there is plenty, you stop hoarding and start flowing. And flow is the secret of the wealthy. Vibration of gratitude. You cannot attract more if you resent what you have. Gratitude is the frequency of reception. When you are grateful for the dollar in your pocket, you signal to the universe that you can be trusted with $1 million. This isn't soft, this is strategic. Gratitude eliminates fear. You cannot be afraid and grateful at the same time. Choose gratitude. It opens the floodgates. Thank the money for coming, and it will bring its friends. 7th affirmation. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Stop waiting for the money to hit the bank to feel wealthy. Feel wealthy now. Walk with the posture of a billionaire. Speak with the cadence of a tycoon. Make decisions from the perspective of your future self, not your present struggle. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between reality and a vividly imagined state. Trick it. Program it. Bathe your mind in the feeling of success until your external reality rearranges itself to match your internal state. Invest in your frequency. Rich people invest in themselves. Poor people invest in things. Upgrade your environment. Upgrade your wardrobe. Upgrade your knowledge. Upgrade your circle. You cannot train a wealth aura while sitting in a dump surrounded by losers. Spend money to improve your energy. Buy back your time. Pay for speed. Pay for access. Every dollar you spend on your own growth is a seed that will return a harvest of 10. You are the best investment on the planet. Action is the bridge. The law of attraction is useless without the law of action. You don't just sit there and meditate on cash. You get up and execute. But now, you execute with a different energy. You don't work to survive. You work to build. Move with confidence. Strike deals with conviction. Launch projects with certainty. Wealth is attracted to motion. It loves speed. It loves boldness. Be the force that moves the market, and the market will reward you with a king's ransom. Feel that shift in your chest. That isn't anxiety, that is the hum of high-voltage potential. You are now broadcasting on the wealth frequency. Keep the signal strong. Keep the channel open. The money is coming. You have initiated the signal. Now we amplify it. We are going to turn the volume of your aura up so high that it drowns out the noise of mediocrity. This is about resonance. You are becoming a tuning fork for prosperity. When you vibrate at the level of wealth, poverty cannot exist in your presence. It physically cannot stick to you. This requires constant vigilance. The world wants to drag you back into the mud of affordability and budgeting. You are playing a different game. You are playing the game of expansion. Generosity breaks the grip. The ultimate proof that you have enough is your willingness to give. Hoarding signals fear. Giving signals power. When you give freely, whether it's money, value, or knowledge, you are telling your subconscious, I have so much that I can afford to share. Break the grip of scarcity by being the most generous person in the room. Tip big. Over-deliver. Help others win. This creates a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. It will rush to fill your space with even more wealth. Silence your financial anxiety. Worrying about money is a prayer for poverty. Every time you stress about a bill, you are visualizing lack. Stop it. Replace anxiety with strategy. Replace worry with work. Replace fear with faith in your own ability to generate. When the bill comes, pay it with a smile. Say, there is more where that came from. Do not flinch. Do not hesitate. You are training your nervous system to handle flow, both in and out. If you choke the flow out, you choke the flow in. Let it circulate. Speak the language of wealth. Your words are casting spells. Stop saying, I can't afford it. Start saying, how can I afford it? Or, that is not a priority right now. Stop saying, money is tight. Start saying, I am in a building phase. Eliminate the vocabulary of the poor. Words like expensive, hard, and impossible are banned. Replace them with investment, challenge, and opportunity. Your tongue is the rudder of your ship. Steer it toward the gold. Respect the currency. If you saw someone treat a friend the way you treat money, would that friend stick around? Do you crumple bills? Do you ignore your accounts? Do you speak poorly of it? Respect the currency. Organize your wallet. Know your numbers. Track your net worth. What you respect, you attract. What you ignore, you lose. Give your finances the attention they deserve, not out of fear, but out of stewardship. Be a good manager of the little, and you will be made ruler over much. Detach from the how. You know what you want, thwuff. You know why you want it, freedom. But stop obsessing over exactly how it will arrive. The universe has infinite channels. Don't close them off by insisting it must come from one specific paycheck or one specific deal. Stay open. It might come as an idea. It might come as a partnership. It might come as a refund. It might come as an unexpected check. Be a receiver. Catch the ball no matter which direction it is thrown from. Upgrade your identity. You are no longer trying to make money. You are a money maker. It is who you are. It is your nature. A bird doesn't try to fly, it flies. A fish doesn't try to swim, it swims. You generate wealth because that is your function. Wear this identity like a second skin. When someone asks what you do, you don't just tell them your job title. You project the energy of a builder, a creator, a rainmaker. Belief is the thermostat. Set it to high. The proximity principle. Wealth is contagious. If you stand next to a fire, you get warm. If you stand next to wealth, your thinking heats up. Get into the rooms where the deals are happening. Listen to how wealthy people talk. Watch how they move. Osmosis is real. Absorb their confidence. Absorb their risk tolerance. Absorb their scale of thinking. If you are the richest person in your circle, you are starving your aura. Go find a bigger table. Expectation is magic. Don't hope for it. Expect it. Walk to the mailbox expecting a check. Check your email expecting a sale. Answer the phone expecting an opportunity. Expectation creates a gravitational field. When you expect success, your reticular activating system, the filter in your brain, starts looking for evidence to support that belief. You will spot opportunities that the pessimist misses completely. Your expectation paints your reality. Value over time. Stop trading time for money. That is the trap of the worker. Start trading value for money. That is the path of the wealthy. Disconnect your income from the clock. Ask yourself, how can I add massive value to the world while I sleep? How can I solve a problem for 1 million people? Shift your focus from working hard to working smart and scaling up. Your aura must vibrate with leverage, not just labor. You are tuning the instrument. You are clearing the static. The music of wealth is beginning to play. Dance to it. Enjoy it. And let it grow louder every single day. You are a magnet. You are a force. You are wealthy. You have begun to change your frequency. Now you must build the fortress. You are creating a personal economy that operates independently of the world around you. The news talks about recession. You talk about expansion. The world talks about fear. You talk about opportunity. You are sealing your aura against the contamination of the collective panic. You are not a thermometer that reflects the temperature of the economy. You are the thermostat that sets it. You are the ruler of your own financial kingdom, and in your kingdom, there is only growth. Clarity is currency. Vague goals get vague results. The universe cannot deliver an order if you mumble into the microphone. You don't just want more money. You want a specific amount by a specific date for a specific purpose. Be surgical with your desires. Write the number down. Look at it. Do not flinch. If the number scares you, good. That means it is big enough to force you to grow. Clarity magnifies your magnetic pull. When you know exactly what you want, you stop drifting and start driving. Kill envy at the root. Listen closely. If you see someone with a Ferrari and you feel hate, you have just slashed your own tires. If you see someone winning and you feel jealousy, you are telling your subconscious that success is the enemy. You cannot become what you resent. Flip the switch. When you see wealth, bless it. When you see luxury, applaud it. Say, that is evidence that it is possible for me. Treating the success of others as a preview of your own future aligns your aura with the vibration of winning. Desensitize yourself to big numbers. Stop freaking out over the price tag. Stop getting dizzy when you see a lot of zeros. You need to normalize wealth. If $10,000 feels like a lot of money to you, you will sabotage yourself before you ever keep it. Go look at expensive houses. Go try on expensive watches. Read about billion-dollar deals. Stretch your mental rubber band so that big money feels normal, comfortable, and inevitable. You can only hold what your nervous system can handle. Expand your capacity. Circulation creates power. Money is like blood. If it stops moving, it dies. It causes a clot. You must become comfortable with the flow. When you spend, do not clench your fist. Release it with the certainty that it is coming back multiplied. This is not about being reckless. It is about being fluid. Spend on investments, spend on growth, spend on experiences that elevate your state. When you send money out with a mission, it returns with a profit. Be the pump, not the dam. Your environment is your mold. You expand to fill the container you are in. If your environment is cheap, cluttered, and broken, your aura will match it. You cannot vibrate at a millionaire frequency in a dollar store environment. Clean your house. Fix what is broken. Throw away the junk. Create a space that breathes. Create a space that looks like the life you are building. When you respect your physical space, you signal that you are ready to receive high-value guests, including big money. Failure is just tuition. Stop being terrified of losing money. Every entrepreneur pays tuition to the school of hard knocks. If you lose an investment, you didn't lose it, you bought a lesson. You bought data. You bought character. The wealthy do not cry over spilt milk. They buy the cow. Shift your perspective. A loss is only a loss if you quit. If you keep going, it is just a line item on the expense report of your eventual massive success. Silence the cheap voice. There is a voice in your head that loves cheap. It wants to save $3 by driving across town. It wants to buy the lowest quality to save money. Kill that voice. It is keeping you poor. Your time is worth more than the $3 you saved. Your energy is worth more than the frustration of low quality. Prioritize value. Prioritize efficiency. Prioritize your peace of mind. Operate like a CEO, not a penny pincher. You are the asset. The stock market can crash. Real estate can dip. Crypto can vanish. But your skills? Your hustle? Your mind? That is the only recession-proof asset. Stop looking for safety in things and find safety in your own competence. Bet on yourself. Double down on your ability to learn, adapt, and execute. When you know that you are the machine that prints the money, you stop fearing the economy. You can be dropped in a desert and walk out with a deal. The covenant of wealth. Make a pact with prosperity. Decide today that poverty ends with you. Decide that your last name will mean something different to the generations that follow. You are breaking the chains of scarcity for your entire bloodline. This is not just about buying toys. This is about legacy. It is about power. It is about having the resources to shape the world as you see fit. Stand tall. Open your hands. Open your mind. You are ready to receive. The floodgates are open. You have tuned your frequency. You have cleaned your environment. Now, You must enforce your new reality upon the world. The world is heavy. It wants to stay the same. It will try to bend you back to your old shape. You must be stronger. You must possess a reality distortion field. This is where you stop asking the world for permission and start giving the world instructions. Your aura is no longer a passive receiver, it is an active transmitter. You are broadcasting a signal so strong that reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your vision. You are the glitch in the matrix that rewrites the code. Money loves speed. Wealth hates waiting. It hates hesitation. It hates, let me think about it. Opportunity has a shelf life, and it expires faster than you think. When you see a move, make it. When you get an idea, launch it. The universe rewards the swift. While the amateur is still perfecting the plan, the master has already executed, failed, adjusted, and succeeded. Train your aura to be fast. Shorten the gap between thought and action. Momentum creates its own gravity, drawing resources into your slipstream. Your no increases your value. If you are available to everyone, you are valuable to no one. Scarcity creates value. When you say yes to low-paying clients, to time-wasting friends, to bad deals, you are telling the universe you are cheap. You are telling the universe you are desperate. Start saying no. Say it often. Say it politely, but say it firmly. Every no to the wrong thing creates space for the right thing to enter. Protect your time like it is gold, because it is. When you become hard to access, your access becomes expensive. Solve expensive problems. You are paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. If you solve minimum wage problems, you get a minimum wage paycheck. If you solve million-dollar problems, you get a million-dollar paycheck. Stop looking for easy work. Look for the painful, complex, terrifying problems that no one else wants to touch. Dive into them. Become the person who creates order out of chaos. The bigger the dragon you slay, the bigger the treasure you keep. Emotional intelligence is financial intelligence. Money is an emotional game. The market moves on fear and greed. If you cannot control your own emotions, you will be eaten alive by those who can. A panicked aura repels wealth. A calm, detached aura attracts it. Master your trigger points. When things go wrong, and they will, you do not react. You respond. You stay cool. You stay logical. You stay strategic. The person who remains calmest in the crisis usually ends up with all the money when the dust settles. Celebrate the small wins. You cannot wait for the million-dollar check to feel successful. You must celebrate the first $100. You must celebrate the new client. You must celebrate the lesson learned. Celebration is a vibration. It tells your subconscious, this is good. Give me more of this. If you ignore the small wins, you kill the momentum for the big wins. Stoke the fire with gratitude for every single spark, and soon you will have an inferno. The eye of joy. If you hate how you make your money, you will not keep it. Misery is a repellent. If you are grinding your teeth and hating your life, your aura is screaming, get me out of here. Money flows to high energy. It flows to enthusiasm. Find the joy in the game. Find the fun in the deal. Passion is magnetic. When you love what you do, you vibrate at a frequency that is impossible to ignore. People want to do business with people who are alive, not people who are dying inside. Be the gatekeeper of your mind. Your mind is the vault where the wealth is created. You cannot let vandals in. The news? Vandals. Negative friends? Vandals. Gossip? Vandals. Shut the gate. Guard your mental input with your life. Feed your mind only with things that expand your vision, sharpen your skills, and harden your resolve. You are programming a supercomputer. Do not install a virus. The abundance loop. Understand that money is a cycle. You receive, you invest, you spend, you receive. Do not break the loop by hoarding out of fear. Do not break the loop by spending out of foolishness. Become a master of circulation. Trust that as you send value out, value returns. You are not a bucket that fills up. You are a river that flows. And a river is always fresh, always moving, and always powerful. You are the source. Stop looking for a savior. Stop looking for a lucky break. Look in the mirror. There is the source. There is the gold mine. There is the winning lottery ticket. Everything you need is already inside you, waiting to be unlocked by belief and action. You are infinite. Your potential is uncapped. The only limit on your income is the limit you place on your own imagination and work ethic. Remove the lid. Look up. The sky is not the limit. It is just the view. You have the tools. You have the mindset. You have the aura. Now, go out into the world and collect what is yours. You are no longer visiting the land of wealth. You are becoming a citizen. This is the shift from getting money to being the kind of person money naturally gravitates toward. You are building a permanent resonance, a state of being where abundance is the default setting and scarcity is the anomaly. This is where the struggle dissolves. You stop swimming upstream. You stop forcing the door open. You simply turn the handle and it gives way. You are aligning with the natural laws of expansion. You are becoming a conduit for the energy that powers the world. Wealth follows purpose. Money is a tool, not a master. If you chase money just for the sake of money, it will run. If you chase a mission, money will follow you to fund it. The universe finances those who solve its problems. Clarify your purpose. What are you building? Who are you helping? What is the legacy? When your why is strong, the how gets funded. Attach your desire for wealth to a mission bigger than your ego, and watch how resources unlock to support you. The mirror of reality. Look closely at your life. Your bank account, your relationships, your business, they are all mirrors reflecting your internal state. If you don't like the reflection, don't try to comb the mirror. Comb your hair. Change yourself. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming the market. Stop blaming the competition. If the external world shows lack, it is because the internal world harbors lack. Fix the signal at the source. When you change, everything around you changes to match you. Radical patience, micro speed. This is the paradox of the wealthy. They are incredibly patient with the decade, but incredibly impatient with the day. Most people have it backward. They are impatient for the result but lazy with the daily action. Be aggressive today. Execute now. Move fast. But understand that the empire takes time to cure like concrete. Do not dig up the seed every 10 minutes to see if it's growing. Trust the process. Grind in the micro, trust in the macro. Plug the energy leaks. You cannot fill a bucket that is full of holes. You can attract all the wealth in the world, but if your aura is leaking energy, you will lose it. What is draining you? Toxic relationships? Unfinished tasks? Regret? Guilt? Seal the vessel. Forgive the past so you can stop paying interest on it. Cut off the people who use you as an emotional battery. Finish what you start. When you become a sealed container of high-value energy, you retain what you attract. Information is nutrition. Your mind digests information just like your stomach digests food. If you eat garbage, you get sick. If you watch garbage, read garbage, and listen to garbage, your mindset gets sick. A sick mindset cannot hold wealth. Go on a strict information diet. Consume strategy, not drama. Consume history, not headlines. Consume biography, not gossip. Feed your brain the protein of success, and it will build the muscle of wealth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you are comfortable, you are stagnating. Wealth lies in the unknown. It lies in the conversation you are afraid to have. It lies in the investment you are afraid to make. It lies in the skill you are afraid to learn. Train your aura to seek discomfort. When you feel that knot of fear in your stomach, that is your compass. It is pointing you toward the treasure. Walk toward the fear. On the other side of that door is the growth you have been praying for. The compound effect of habit. You do not become wealthy by one massive event. You become wealthy by 1,000 small, boring choices made consistently. The extra call. The save dollar. The study hour. Respect the compound effect. It starts slow, almost invisible. But if you hold the line, the curve turns vertical. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. You are stacking bricks. One day, you will look up and realize you have built a castle. Your reputation is equity. In the long game, your character is your currency. If people trust you, they will do business with you. If they respect you, they will refer you. If they believe in you, they will invest in you. Guard your name. Be the person who delivers. Be the person who shows up on time. Be the person who over-delivers. Your reputation arrives in the room before you do. Make sure it announces a high-value opportunity, not a liability. The final decision. There comes a moment when you must decide that you are done with mediocrity. Not, I'd like to be done, but, I am finished. You burn the bridge to your old life. You declare that you will never again accept less than your potential. Make that decision now. Let it settle in your bones. You are not hoping for a better future, you are creating it. You are the author. You are the architect. You are the master. The training is complete. The aura is set. The frequency is locked. Now, silence the noise. Get to work. And let the abundance flow. We are now entering the deep waters. We are moving beyond simple positive thinking and into the realm of structural identity shifting. You have been operating like a software program running on an old operating system. You are trying to install the Wealth app on an operating system built for survival. It crashes every time. You know this feeling. You get a little ahead, and then something breaks. You save a little money, and an emergency drains it. That is not bad luck. That is your cybernetic mechanism pulling you back to your baseline. To attract massive, sustainable wealth, you must shatter the baseline. You must reboot the entire system. You are not just tweaking your habits. You are killing the old version of you that was comfortable with being broke. That version of you is now the enemy. We are engineering a quantum leap. This means you don't just climb the ladder rung by rung. You jump to a completely different building. You are about to demand a level of existence that your current reality cannot yet support, forcing the universe to rush in and build the foundation beneath your feet. The thermostat of prosperity. Inside your mind, there is a financial thermostat. It is set to a specific number. For some, it's set to struggle. For others, it's set to comfort. For the few, it's set to millions. If your thermostat is set to $50,000 a year, you can work 80 hours a week, but your subconscious will find a way to cool you down if you start making $100,000. You will get sick. You will make a bad investment. You will lose motivation. You will sabotage yourself to get back to the temperature you believe you deserve. We are walking over to the wall right now and ripping the dial off. We are resetting the temperature to unlimited. You must become uncomfortable with anything less than overflow. You must look at an average bank account and feel a visceral reaction that says, "This is wrong. This is not me." When your tolerance for mediocrity hits zero, your drive for greatness becomes infinite. Raise the heat. Become the eye of the storm. Wealth is generated in chaos. The biggest transfers of money in history happen during crises, during changes, during upheavals. The poor panic, the wealthy prepare. If you want to attract significant wealth, you must train your aura to be completely still when the world is spinning out of control. When everyone else is screaming, "Sell," you are calmly looking for the buy. When everyone else is terrified of the problem, you are calmly selling the solution. This creates a magnetic field of safety and authority. Money flows to the person who has the clearest head in the room. If you can keep your heart rate down when the stakes are high, you own the table. You are the rock. You are the anchor. You are the bank. The law of vacuums. You are asking for new clothes, but your closet is full of old, tattered rags. You are asking for new money, but your mind is cluttered with old, poverty-stricken thoughts. You are asking for high-level networks, but your phone is full of dead-end contacts. Physics dictates that two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. You must create a vacuum. Go through your life with a flamethrower. Burn the dead wood. If it doesn't align with the millionaire you are becoming, it goes. Donate the cheap clothes. Delete the distracting apps. End the draining conversations. Pay off the small debts. When you create empty space with the intention of filling it with quality, the universe rushes to fill that vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. Make space for the gold to land. If you are holding on to the pennies, your hands are too full to catch the millions. The art of aggressive asking. You receive not because you ask not. Or, you ask with an apology in your voice. If it's not too much trouble, I was wondering if maybe. Stop that weak language immediately. It is repelling the money. It sounds like you don't believe you are worth it. State your price. State your terms. Look them in the eye and wait. The silence after you ask for the money is where the deal is closed. The amateur speaks to fill the silence because they are nervous. The master lets the silence sit there, heavy and thick, until the other person breaks. Be willing to walk away. The person who needs the deal the least always controls the negotiation. Ask for what you are worth, add tax, and do not apologize. Weaponize your time. The poor sell their time. The rich buy time. You have the same 24 hours as the billionaire. The difference is how you view that inventory. If you are spending 3 hours doing $15 per hour work when you could be doing $1,000 per hour strategic thinking, you are actually losing money. You are burning your potential. You must become ruthless about delegation and automation. If a machine can do it, let it. If someone else can do it for less than your hourly aspiration, pay them. You need to free up your mental RAM to focus on the one thing that moves the needle. Your aura must vibrate with high-value activity. When you treat your time as the most expensive commodity on earth, the world starts paying you accordingly. Refuse the narrative of victimhood. There is no such thing as a wealthy victim. You can be a victim, or you can be rich, but you cannot be both. As long as you are blaming the government, your parents, your boss, or the system for your financial state, you are handing your power over to them. You are saying, "They control my destiny." Take radical, absolute ownership. If you are broke, it is your fault. If you are rich, it is your fault. This sounds harsh, but it is the most liberating truth in the world. Because if you broke it, you can fix it. If you are the problem, you are the solution. Stand up and declare that from this moment forward, your financial life is a dictatorship, and you are the dictator. No excuses. No blame. Just results. The energetic signature of done. Most people vibrate at the frequency of wanting. I want $1 million. The problem is, wanting implies you do not have. It reinforces the lack. You must shift your frequency to it is done. You must operate as if the check has already cleared, the contract is already signed, the empire is already built. This is not fake it till you make it. This is faith it till you make it. It is walking with the swagger of a champion before the trophy is handed over. When you vibrate with the certainty of the outcome, you collapse the timeline. You bridge the gap between the unseen and the seen. You stop stressing about if it will happen and start preparing for when it happens. Gratitude as a strategy. We talked about gratitude, but let's go deeper. Gratitude is not just a soft, fuzzy feeling. It is a hard, strategic tool. It is the signal you send out that confirms a transaction. When you pay a bill, say, "Thank you. Thank you that I had the money to pay this. Thank you for the electricity this money bought." When you resent money leaving your account, you create an energetic dam. You associate pain with money. You want to associate pleasure with the circulation of money. Love the flow. Bless the money as it leaves, knowing it is going out to recruit more soldiers for your army. The more joyfully you circulate, the faster it returns. Your network is your net worth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your 5 best friends are broke, complaining, and lazy, you do not have a chance. You are fighting gravity. You need to get into rooms where you are the dumbest, poorest person there. It will be uncomfortable. You will feel small. But that discomfort is you growing. You absorb the mannerisms, the risk tolerance, and the language of the wealthy by osmosis. If you cannot get into the physical room, get into the virtual room. Read their books. Listen to their podcasts. Cut off the voices of mediocrity. You cannot fly with eagles if you are scratching around with turkeys. Curate your circle with the precision of a surgeon. The infinite game. Finally, realize that there is no finish line. You don't get rich and then stop. The purpose of wealth is not just to sit on a beach. It is to expand your capacity to affect the world. It is the fuel for your creation. Fall in love with the game itself. The hustle, the deal, the problem-solving, the growth. When you love the game, you never get tired. You become an endless generator of energy. You become a dynamo. And money? Money just tries to keep up with you. You are the locomotive. Money is just the coal. Keep the engine running hot. Keep the wheels turning. You are building a legacy that will echo long after you are gone. You have heard the truth. You have felt the shift. The old you is fading. The new you is rising. The aura is bright. The magnet is on. Go out there and claim what has always been yours. You have reached the final stage of the transformation. You have stripped away the rust of poverty thinking. You have tuned the engine of your mind. Now we turn you into the alchemist. An alchemist is one who can take the lead of ordinary life, the setbacks, the dull moments, the struggles, and transmute them into the gold of opportunity. This is the level of mastery where you stop fighting reality and start bending it. You are no longer exhausted by the pursuit of wealth because you have realized that you are the wealth. The external money is just a physical echo of your internal power. We are going to lock this state in permanently. We are going to weld the door shut so you can never go back to the small, scared person you used to be. You are crossing the threshold into a life where abundance is not a goal. It is a law of physics that you command. Transmute your primal drive. Deep inside you, there is a fire. It is biological. It is sexual. It is aggressive. Most people waste this energy. They dissipate it in cheap thrills, meaningless distractions, and outbursts of anger. They let the steam escape the boiler without turning the gears. You must learn the secret of the greats, transmutation. Take that raw primal energy, that frustration, that desire, that aggression, and channel it entirely into your empire. When you feel the urge to be destructive, build something. When you feel the urge to chase cheap pleasure, chase a high-value contract. This is the fuel of the gods. Do not waste your life force on things that give no return. Harness your beast. Put a yoke on your primal nature and make it pull the plow of your ambition. When you align your biological drive with your financial goals, you become a force of nature that never runs out of energy. The whispers of wealth, mastering intuition. Logic will get you from A to B. Intuition will get you to the moon. Data is important, but data looks backward. Wealth is created by looking forward. You must train your aura to become a sensitive antenna for the hunch. That quiet voice that says, buy this, call him, or leave now. The poor ignore their gut because they are paralyzed by fear. They analyze an opportunity until it dies. The wealthy trust their nervous system. They know that their subconscious has processed millions of data points that their conscious mind missed. When you get a clear signal, act on it immediately. Do not ask for permission. Do not ask for a committee vote. Your intuition is the direct line to the universal bank. Keep the line clear. If it feels off, it is off. If it feels light, it is right. Trust the whisper, and it will turn into a roar of success. Biohacking your vibration. You cannot run $1 billion software on hardware that is crashing. Your body is the hardware. If you are tired, toxic, and sluggish, your aura shrinks. You cannot project authority when you are running on sugar and sleep deprivation. To attract high-level wealth, you must have high-level vitality. Treat your body like a high-performance vehicle. The food you eat is either fueling your clarity or feeding your brain fog. The sleep you get is either recharging your will or draining your discipline. Sweat every day to release the toxins of stress. When your physical energy is vibrating at a high frequency, your mental and emotional energy follows. You need stamina to hold the weight of wealth. Build a body that can carry the crown. The fortress of secrecy. There is power in silence. The amateur gets a little bit of money and runs to tell the world. They post the plan before it is executed. They brag about the deal before it is signed. And then the energy dissipates. The envy of others attacks it. The deal falls through. Learn the discipline of the dark. Build in the shadows. Let the energy build up pressure inside you. Do not release the valve by talking. Release the valve by doing. Keep your next move a mystery. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you are sleeping. And then, when you strike, let the results be so massive that no explanation is needed. The aura of the mysterious is incredibly attractive. People lean in when you say less. They trust you more when you don't seek their validation. Be a vault. The who multiplier. You have been taught to ask, how do I do this? That is a middle-class question. The wealthy ask, who can do this for me? You have a finite amount of time and energy. If you try to be the technician, the manager, and the visionary, you will stay small. You must become the conductor of the orchestra, not the guy playing every instrument. Your aura must shift from I grind to I lead. Attract talent. Attract partners. Attract people who are smarter than you in their specific field. Your job is to hold the vision and supply the resource. Your job is to assemble the Avengers, not to fight the war alone. When you leverage other people's time, OPT, and other people's money, OPM, you unlock infinite scale. Stop trying to be the hero and start being the kingmaker. Kill the one day. One day I'll start. One day I'll be ready. One day things will calm down. One day is a lie. It is a comforting fantasy that allows you to feel good about your dreams without doing the work to achieve them. There is no one day. There is only today. There is only right now. If you don't do it now, you likely never will. Urgency is the frequency of money. Wealth loves speed. Poverty loves procrastination. You must develop a neurotic intolerance for delay. If a task takes 2 minutes, do it now. If a decision needs to be made, make it now. Compress your timelines. Try to achieve your 10-year plan in 6 months. Even if you fail, you will be further ahead than if you stuck to the slow lane. Live as if the deadline is tonight. The dynasty mindset. Stop thinking about your life as a single event. Start thinking about yourself as the founder of a dynasty. You are not just paying your bills. You are changing the trajectory of your bloodline for the next 500 years. You are the one who breaks the curse of poverty. You are the one who establishes the standard of excellence. When you zoom out and see yourself as an ancestor, your petty fears disappear. Who cares if you get rejected today? You are building a legacy. Who cares if it's hard? You are carrying the torch. This perspective gives your aura a weight and a gravitas that commands respect. You are not working for the weekend. You are working for history. Plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. That is the definition of true power. Spiritual economics. The hand that is closed cannot receive. If you hold on to your money with a death grip, you stop the circulation. You must keep the flow open. This is the law of the harvest. You must sow to reap. Give, not out of guilt, but out of power. Give to causes that align with your values. Give to people who are trying to climb up. When you give, you prove to the universe that you are abundant. You prove that you are not afraid of running out. This creates a vacuum of benevolence that pulls more resources back to you. Be a river, not a reservoir. A reservoir stagnates, a river teems with life. The more you pour out, the more you are filled. The indestructible self. Ultimately, wealth is not about the numbers in the bank. It is about the person you become to acquire them. You must become anti-fragile. You must reach a point where if you lost every single dollar today, you could make it all back in a year because you are the asset. They can take your car. They can take your house. They can take your cash. But they cannot take your skills. They cannot take your resilience. They cannot take your network. They cannot take your aura. Once you know this, fear vanishes completely. You walk through the world with the swagger of someone who knows they can survive the fire. You are not lucky, you are prepared. You are not hoping, you are inevitable. Stand up. Feel the ground beneath your feet. You are a conduit of infinite power. The limitations of the past are dissolved. The excuses of the old you are incinerated. You are awake. You are armed. You are dangerous. From this moment forward, you accept nothing less than total abundance. You accept nothing less than total freedom. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. The world is waiting for your command. Go out there and take what is yours. Not with force, but with the undeniable power of who you have become. You are unstoppable. You are wealthy. You are free. The work is done. Now, let the harvest begin. You have reached the summit. The training wheels are off. The theory is finished. Now, you enter the arena of application. This is the moment where the cement hardens. Everything we have discussed is useless if it remains an intellectual concept. It must become biological. It must become the marrow in your bones. You are sealing this new state of being. You are placing a seal of dominion over your life. From this second forward, you are not trying to be wealthy. You are a wealthy person who is currently in the process of manifesting their inventory. The distinction is subtle, but it is the difference between a dreamer and a king. A dreamer hopes the reality will change so they can feel good. A king feels good and commands the reality to change. You are the king. Here is where most people fail and where you will succeed. When you change your aura, when you shift your frequency, there is a delay. It is like turning the wheel of a massive ship. You turn the helm, but the ship takes a moment to alter its course. Reality is dense. It is sticky. It takes time for the material world to catch up to the energetic world. Do not be fooled by the lag. You will shift your mindset today, but your bank account might look the same tomorrow. The amateur looks at the bank account and says, "It didn't work," and they quit. The master looks at the bank account and says, "The old reality is just fading out. The new reality is loading." You must hold the vision during the lag. You must have the audacity to believe in the wealth you cannot yet see, even when the world is showing you the lack you are leaving behind. Hold the line. The physical world has no choice but to conform. It is just slow. Be patient, but be absolute. Let's kill the last remnant of guilt. You have a moral obligation to get rich. Yes, an obligation. If you are poor, you can help no one. You cannot feed the hungry. You cannot employ the jobless. You cannot fund the cure. You are helpless. Poverty is not noble. It is restrictive. When you accumulate resources, you accumulate influence. You accumulate the power to do good. Stop looking at wealth as a selfish act. Look at it as a service to humanity. The more you have, the more you can give. The more you grow, the more you can lift. You are building an arsenal of benevolence. When you view money as a tool for liberation, your aura shines with a purity that attracts even more. The universe trusts the generous with its treasure. Be the person the universe can trust. The world is designed to distract you. It is a carnival of noise, flashing lights, and cheap dopamine. To maintain a wealth aura, you must develop the focus of a sniper. You cannot chase every rabbit. You cannot bark at every dog. You must have one thing, one mission, one vehicle, one primary goal. Pour your entire soul into that one vessel until it overflows. Diversification is for people who have already won. Focus is for people who are building. Put blinders on. If it does not contribute to the mission, it does not exist. Your attention is the most expensive currency you have. Do not spend it on social media drama. Do not spend it on other people's problems. Spend it on your craft. Spend it on your empire. As you rise, the wind gets stronger. As you shine, the shadows get darker. You will attract criticism. You will attract envy. You will attract people who want to tear you down because your success reminds them of their failure. You must become emotional Teflon. Nothing sticks. The praise does not go to your head. The insults do not go to your heart. You are indifferent to the opinions of the sheep. A lion does not lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. If you stop to throw stones at every dog that barks, you will never reach your destination. Keep walking. Let them talk. You have work to do. Your indifference is your armor. It protects your energy from being siphoned off by the vampires of mediocrity. Your aura is not a set-it-and-forget-it machine. It requires maintenance. Every morning, you wake up and the world tries to reset you to default. It tries to drag you back to fear, to worry, to smallness. You must reassert your dominion every single day. Before you look at your phone, before you talk to anyone, you tune your instrument. You visualize the goal. You feel the gratitude. You affirm the identity. You put on the armor of the wealthy. You do not step out into the world until you are vibrating at the frequency of power. If you lose the morning, you chase the day. If you win the morning, you lead the day. Make the first hour sacred. It is the rudder that steers the ship. There is a price for this journey. You may have to leave people behind. You may outgrow your friends. You may outgrow your environment. This is painful, but it is necessary. You cannot put new wine into old wineskins. Do not drag people with you who do not want to walk. You will only slow yourself down. Love them from a distance, but do not let them anchor you. You are on a rocket ship. They are on a bicycle. You cannot hold hands. Accept the solitude of the ascent. As you climb higher, the air gets thinner, but the view gets better. And you will find new people at the new altitude. People who fly. People who soar. Trust that your new tribe is waiting for you at the top. This is it. You have the map. You have the tools. You have the mindset. The only variable left is your will. Are you going to do this? Or are you going to just talk about it? The world is filled with talkers. Be the walker. Be the builder. Be the closer. Stand up straight. Shoulders back. Chest out. Breathe in the air of possibility. You are a child of the infinite. You are a creator of worlds. You are a magnet for miracles. Walk out that door and act like you own the place. Because if you vibrate correctly, eventually, you will. You are trained. You are ready. You are unstoppable. The era of struggle is over. The era of abundance has begun. And so it is. The work is done. Now go get the gold.